This episode of Big Cat Rescue is brought to you by Audible. Go to audiblepodcast.com/BigCatTV to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today.
Oftentimes we see comments on our social media sites about our cage sizes. Most of our enclosures are roofed and are built with curving walls that provide the structural strength, so it can be hard from any single vantage point to see how large our enclosures really are. It is impossible while filming any of our big cats to view their entire enclosure in a single camera shot. USDA standards state as long as the cage is clean and the animal can get up and turn around, that is the adequate amount of space. The state of Florida requires a 10 by 24 foot area for 1 to 2 full-grown tigers and lions. This is the same as the area you see here. We feel our big cats deserve way more space than required, as you can see from this chart. Our newer enclosures, like Nikita's open-aired 3,500 square foot extension, are made with double galvanized 5-gauge 4x4 panels. These require no painting. Our older enclosures, like Nikita's roof section, has galvanized 6-gauge 4x4 panels. These require painting from time to time. We often get comments that our enclosures look rusty, but we paint our enclosures with a rust brown colored Rust-Oleum paint. This prevents the cages from rusting. We've also been asked how strong our enclosures are. We know big cats can be very powerful, so we had an engineer come out to test the strength of our enclosures. Wow, they can withstand more than 1,600 pounds of pressure, and watch how the enclosure bounces right back after taking the pressure off. There is no way our strongest, meanest cat is getting out of there. Each of our enclosures has 2 or more sections connected by tunnels, in which Bailey and Moses like to sleep in theirs. And the enclosures are separated with doors. These guillotine doors are very important and are used to be able to lock the cat into one section so that we can safely enter and do any kind of maintenance or repair to their enclosure. We enter our enclosures through what is called a safety entrance or a safety gate. This has double doors in which are all clipped and padlocked. This area should be big enough to get into with a large carrier and be able to shut the door behind you before you actually enter that big cat's habitat. Not only is it important to provide enough space for these big cats, but the enclosure should also fit the cat's needs. We like to give them natural foliage in their enclosures like they would have in the wild. It also gives them a great place to hide. Each enclosure has at least one den so that the big cat can get out of the weather. Rain or shine, these big cats have the option to stay in or be out. And just like your domestic cats at home, these big cats like to be up high. So each enclosure has a platform to either keep a lookout or just lay down and relax. Since tigers love water, each one is provided with a pool in their enclosure. These pools are kept fresh via our spring-fed lake that's on our property. These pools are powered by donated solar panels. Every enclosure has an extension called a lockout. This is where the cat will feed, get a fresh drink of water, or for vet use. And besides all the seasonal and daily enrichment the cats receive, they also have permanent enrichment in their enclosure. This is so important in captive animals' lives to stimulate their minds and their bodies. Our staff, volunteers, and interns dedicate their lives to provide the best quality of care to these big cats for the remainder of their years. From having large enclosures, a great diet, exceptional vet care, and plenty of enrichment, I'd have to say we have some pretty happy big kitties here. And don't just take our word for it, they'll even tell you themselves.